Well, good afternoon, and sorry about that before. The computer is having a bit of a pissy fit regarding, I don't know what's going on with it today. It's just not letting me get my blog out there. So I just had a couple of tablets came in for service. So this is a Samsung model GT-P5210. And what happened with this one is somebody obviously damaged the screen. So we will potentially be doing a screen repair on this tablet. I have to. The guy that brought it in is going to sit and think about it for a day or two and get back to me. This will roughly be about a $90 job because I got to buy a new replacement bezel screen. The ribbon of the power port is damaged from when it was chucked across the room. So we would also have to get a new power ribbon. And then, as I asked the gentleman, I'm like, I don't want to pry here, but what happened? And he says, well, a kid threw it across the room and sort of damaged it. And I'm like, okay. So, from what he said that he doesn't normally let his kids play with these, but they somehow got a hold of it, and stuff like this happens. So it can be repaired. It's just a very tedious job, and then it's just a matter of prying around the corners and all that. I don't normally get tablets that come through the door like this, but it may not even be worth $90. It might just be easier to throw it away and buy something new. But the big prize possession here today is the iPad. I have no. This is the iPad model A1395, which I believe this is the second gen model. And the problem that it's currently having is you get to the start screen here and you can't get past the start screen. So the only thing I can think, well, honest to Pete, that stuff always falls on the floor and you. Well, I'm going to have to wipe it clean. But unbeknownst to me, with iPads, you can actually easily get access to the pictures without having to use iTunes to get to it. So that's kind of nice in that retrospect. But it's a nice looking tablet. It's not all beat up, and the screen's it's got a few little minor scratches, but that's what happens over time with these devices, and it does not have a screen protector on there, so that's another factor in why it's got a few scratches and blemishes. But for the age that it is, actually, it looks really nice. So I'm not going to show you what pictures or anything because I don't want to break any privacy laws or show anything that shouldn't be shown. So the picture process or the file copying is, I'm going to do that off camera for his privacy and his kids' privacy. And there's other stuff on there that just doesn't need to be aired in public. So the only thing that we'll do is possibly reset. We'll do a live stream of resetting the device. But honestly, when I was a lot younger, I always wanted an iPad, but now I've kind of grown past wanting one. When you get enough of them that come through the door, or you get enough that come to work on it, you kind of grow past it. It's like when I was younger, I never really grew fond of tablets and that so much. I a hardcore desktop tower guy. It wasn't even until up to about 5 years ago that I started becoming a laptop person as well. But it's kind of cool monkeying with stuff like this and trying to fix it and that. But I don't. Those things are kind of you can find a lot of them online for under $100, depending on what size of memory. Because this one features 16 gigabytes of internal memory, and so does this iPad. So, as far as this custom build that's sitting over here, I'm not going with any more gigabyte hardware. I got burned with the board and the Intel processor. Neither one worked. And the call centers here, or tech support here in America, sucks. So, I'm not trying to bash Gigabyte, but when you get burned one time, and when you got customers that got problems with them, and then you turn around and buy a replacement, and it doesn't work out of the box, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and you just kind of, you don't really want to deal with it anymore. So graciously, Amazon accepted my return of the product. And the cool thing is, I think I already mentioned this, you can go to Kohl's and take your Amazon returns. It depends on what Kohl's you have in your area. It's a department store that you can buy clothes, and you can buy small appliances and vacuum cleaners and iRobots, whatever you want there. But it's nice is you don't have to worry about boxing it up. And basically, the one I go to, they have the Amazon Return Center in the middle of the store. And actually, it's kind of convenient because if you got to go pick something up there, or get something, or buy a new belt or pair of shoes or whatever, you just go on, get what you got to get, take your returns, and no questions asked. You just bring your printed out barcodes from Amazon. They scan it, they bag it up, they put a return label on that they print up from their dot matrix printer or labeler style printer. Depends on what you want to call it. And they deal with the ship or boxing it all up, so it makes it easy. Now, some returns, like if you have printers or any big ticket items, there's some, like around Wisconsin here, you would take, if it was FedEx, you'd take it to your Office Depot store. And now with Office Depot, you got to box this stuff up yourself. You got to make sure everything's back the way it came from the factory. So usually FedEx is good about shipping your labels and stuff like that. So, and a lot of times, even like UPS, some post offices will accept UPS for shipment. Not your small town post offices so much, but more a city, bigger city. But in the next town over, there's a Cipco gas station on the backside of the Kohl's department store that takes the UPS. And then there's another gas station in a town that also accepts packages. It's not Quick Trip. I think it's either Mobile or shell or one of those. I'd have to find out, but I just think it's kind of interesting how you ship your stuff back so conveniently and they make it so easy. So, and then there's also, so we're going to get back to, I know I was going to make a separate blog on that topic specifically, but why not kill two birds with one stone here? So this time around, I went with an Aswell motherboard, and this time we're going AMD Ryzen Core 5. So, and this time we're going to go Crucial Memory DDR4. So that's currently what's in. It's a shame because I have DDR3, 16 gigs of DDR3 here that the customer originally wanted to use that he bought out of his own pocket and brought here. But DDR3 is kind of becoming a thing of the past. Sort of like DDR1 and DDR2 memory. DDR3 is still new enough yet that you can. Heck, most of what I have is DDR3. I think there's only 3 computers I own that have DDR4. No, there's maybe 4 or 5. But the rest of everything else I've used had DDR3. I got a Lenovo there that's got DDR4. My Elite Desk, I think G2 or G3. Yeah, it's a G2. That's got DDR4 in it. And then the Dell XPS has DDR4 and the Inspiron. So it's interesting, the technology and all that goes into. So now I just got to get DDR. And another problem I had with Gigabyte was they couldn't tell you what hardware went with what board. And a lot of the people that you spoke to on the phone, they just kind of blew you off and said, well, we really don't know the answer. Why don't you try looking it up and let us know what you come up with? And I'm like, bull crap. That's not what I said, but you would think that the representatives at the company would know what's compatible with it and what's not. Heck, even when I sell stuff here, I do my research on the products I sell or I order for somebody. So when they come in, I can tell them about it and kind of educate them on it. And there's some people that do come in that they order stuff, they already know what they're getting and they already know all about it. So they did their homework on it. And either they don't have access to an Amazon account or don't have charge cards in that, and that they already know. But as a horse apiece in this line of work, you never know what your day is gonna consist of. You never know who's gonna stop or any of that. So thank you for tuning in. Sorry about earlier. Well, like I said, these videos are unscripted, so quirks like that are bound to happen sooner or later with computers just randomly shutting off at random times. And so thank you as always for tuning in. God bless everybody. Take care, and we'll see you next time.